Boom.
There we go.
Boom. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Boom.
Let's see if it transfers. Hold on.
Hey! We have life. Hey. We have life. Hey.
Well,
There we go. Hey. Look at us. Hey. We are back. Hey. Joe. Like your follow low. You already know.
technology.
Man,
Man,
sorry, y'all.
we've
We don't know.
had issues.
The last couple of shows,
two.
man, it's just been like,
Yeah.
do we need to go in on the upgrade of the Wi-Fi? Like,
I don't
to
know.
be honest with us,
Well, this time it was my computer. It just
We love
randomly
you.
shut down. Oh
You
my
know?
God. You know what I realized? I don't have a power source to the computer.
Oh, that's why.
wow. So it's going to do it again, basically.
Okay, everybody hang on.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
We'll keep you
you
busy.
guys talk.
Is
You guys
going
talk.
to give
All right,
us
cool.
power. All right, so before we got forced off the
We were
feed
talking
earlier,
about Dak.
we're talking about Dak and the potential free agent quarterbacks that are out there.
Mhm.
But while we wait for Jess to get us some juice, I want to talk about the fact that why is it so easy to have a conversation about who could potentially be the backup for Dak Prescott as a quarterback, but it seems to be so complicated about giving this guy long-term security. Like, Stephen A. said it best, and I know he's the biggest Cowboy hater in the world, and I completely agree, but Stephen A. said today on First Take that if it was Tony Romo, we would have been paid him 2
100.
times over. And this is
Yeah.
a guy that didn't do
Yeah.
within his first 4 years what
100.
Dak Prescott has done already.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I get we need a backup
I don't know why.
quarterback.
I'm actually baffled by that,
And what
too.
disgusts me even further is when Jerry Jones comes out and says things like, oh, well, we're going to do what's best for the team, and if it's not best for the team, then it's not going to happen. So you're telling me a guy that's improved as
Every
a quarterback
year, every
single
year.
isn't what's best for your team? You're telling me a guy that got you to the playoffs twice in his first 4 seasons is not what's best for the team when Tony Romo had over a decade to do it.
This is
and
a
we
guy-
could barely get out the first round.
This is a guy that's got
Seriously?
he's got another 15 years in the league.
I don't even know why I talk
if he
about
does it
because
right.
It gets me
Yeah.
hot and bothered. It gets me hot
He's young.
and bothered. Let's talk about the free agents.
Well,
and
and-
I'm
quarterbacks.
wondering, this is my thought, and this is weird, but I've heard it through the grapevine. I've heard different people say different things, but I've heard, because I listen to the radio, I've heard we're looking at a wide receiver in the draft, which makes me think, okay, well, that means we're not signing Cooper.
You know what?
And maybe we're going to let Cooper go to keep Dak.
Or maybe they're going to
Which I
franchise-
don't know why we
See,
would do
this
that.
is why none of this makes sense, and this is why you kind of have to read between
It's a really good point.
read between the
I
lines
don't
of the
understand
headlines during
that.
the off season because you can hear, oh, the Cowboys are targeting a wide receiver in the draft, and then next week it'll be, oh, the Cowboys are
Yeah.
100% in on this wide receiver, or then on this defensive lineman, and then the next week it'll be, oh, they just found an offensive lineman
Yeah.
that's a sleeper, and they're gonna move up in the second round and get him. Like that, the narrative is gonna change so often in the
Yeah.
off season that you really can't put too much stock into one story. But I will say this: if you draft a receiver and you haven't paid Amari Cooper, and I get it. If you look out there and you see fans, they've complained about it. You've heard analysts, they've talked about it. The fact that it seems like Amari, when it seems like the season is over, that he kind of gives up, and he has like kind of like a I don't care attitude or
He's
whatever.
been hurt
and
for
he
the
played-
last 5
and
weeks.
he played through it.
Yeah,
like he
I
went out there
know.
and tried to do everything that he could.
I think it
which
would be
is
really
something-
dumb if we got rid of him.
Same.
and that's something that he
I
hasn't
think it'd
done
be
in the
really
past.
dumb.
If you think about the Amari Cooper of the Oakland Raiders,
Yeah.
and the dynamic and the relationship he had with the coaches and the franchise there, if he was hurt, he would have been like, no, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not furthering or risking furthering this
Right.
injury for the team. No.
Yeah.
But with the Cowboys, he sucked it up and he went out there and he balled out as much as he could. Did he put up big numbers at times? No. But you can go around the league and look at every other receiver on any other team and say the same
Yeah.
thing, okay? DeAndre Hopkins didn't score a touchdown every game. He didn't have 300 receiving yards every game. So don't tell me that a great receiver can have a off game, especially when he's not 100%. So I don't know what's going on. I don't
either.
I think Dak's camp is adamant on the fact that they want to wait out and see what this new CBA is going to be out, which we should get into later.
And that's on my notes. Yeah. It's in my notes.
I don't even know why I'm asking. You're awesome.
You know what I do.
Okay, y'all take over. I gotta do some things right quick.
Doing some things. Okay, and I just want to remind everyone. I just want to remind everyone, if you didn't tune in to our first feed, which was booted. We have a little bit of a party going on here tonight, so you might notice some background noise. There's some people up in the house. We're celebrating my unemployment. We're celebrating She3 International. And we'll remind you of all that at the end of the show. But yeah, okay, so you kind of segued me into what I want to talk about next, because I feel like the Dak talk is, number one, I feel like it's too early. Okay, it's February. It's February 28th.
I saw you comment that on Facebook one day.
You were like, "It's February."
February.
It's February.
The draft is what, in May? The first week of May?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's, oh hi honey, we got friends taking pictures. Like go. Yeah, so I feel like it's too early to really speculate on that a whole lot. Of course, we're going to do that because we're Cowboys fans, and that's what we do, right? We like to stir up controversy, but I need the Dak haters to, understand.
That was real white chick.
It was real bitchy.
Oh, my gosh, guys.
Look, you guys. I need you to understand.
I need you guys to, understand. Dak will be the quarterback.
For sure.
Dak is the guy. Okay? He's the guy.
They're not going to let him go.
No.
Simply because he would play.
What's up, Chesney?
He would play for the Cowboys for free.
Oh, my gosh. Listen to this.
For free.
Freddie Washington.
don't know about that.
Freddie Washington says 5 years, $160 million, $120 guaranteed. If Dak turns it down, could be what Jerry means about best for the team. I don't look if it comes out that Dak Prescott didn't turn down $120 million guaranteed and $160 total over 5 years, then I would have a slight issue with Dak Prescott, because what is 160 divided by 5?
You're gonna ask me that after I'm 3 shots deep and about
it's over $30 million a year.
Oh,
we had
somebody try to answer.
Thanks.
30. So what, like 34, 35?
It's $32 million a year. $120 million guaranteed.
We've been speculating that it's going to be around 35 to 40, right?
Yeah. So,
I would crawl into my closet
good,
and curl into a ball, not knowing what to do with myself with that much money.
But look, and see, this is the dynamic that people are, where you see the fan base getting frustrated with Dak Prescott, because when you put numbers like that out there and you're thinking, oh, $120 million guaranteed. For regular
I've never heard that kind of money.
I've
never heard of that kind of money in the NFL.
What the hell is wrong with you, bro? Take that money right now. But when you're talking about a guy that's literally going out onto a football field and risking the possibility that he will never be able to play another football game in his career, football is the most brutal sport in the world. It is one of the few sports where your contract is not guaranteed. Now, if you go to Dak with a $160 million contract that's fully guaranteed, whether he can't play another game tomorrow or not, I bet you he'd be hard-pressed to turn that down. Yeah. But when you talk about the NFL and the technicalities and the different nuances and the verbiage that goes into these contracts and the details that are so elaborate, where you can be like, okay, yeah, $32 million a year, but I have to hit this milestone, and I have to hit this milestone, and I have to hit this goal, and I have to have so many yards, and then it will accumulate to $32 million a year. That is the difficulty when you're talking about NFL contracts. Yeah, $32 million a year sounds good, but we don't know the details of what that contract lays out. And if I'm Dak, I do not blame him for waiting out for the best possible deal.
Of course, because who else?
Blame him.
Because who else? And I've said it ad nauseum.
Zeke did it, all our fans were saying, pay him, get him back here, because Dak can't win without him.
And what kind of a season did Zeke have this year? Thank you very much.
And Dak, as I remember, threw for almost 5,000 yards. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you can't make this stuff up.
I think across this panel we are
Zeke got his
100%
contract.
agreed.
He relaxed after that
Was
happened.
chilling
Exactly.
in Cabo. And I guarantee you, if Dak Prescott is not signed by training camp, if he does not have a contract extension, you know where he'll be? In
Where do you think?
California.
You think?
In training camp. He's not going to do
Oh,
an Ezekiel
no.
Elliott.
Oh, no.
He's not
No,
gonna
no,
sit
no,
out.
no.
He's not going to create a storyline.
He'll
He's
be
going to
there.
show up and
He'll be
he's going to
there.
put in the work.
He's the leader
and
of that
that's
team.
why you pay him.
And y'all need to stop
He's
with
the
this
leader of that
Dez
team.
stuff. Dez is not coming to play for the football team.
Which
of
leads
Dallas.
me-
Jerry Jones needs to stop talking about how he's thinking about him in the shower.
Jerry
then.
Jones and
Which
Dez
leads
are
me
close.
to
They're
the next
close,
segment.
but they're. I don't. Yeah.
And we
That's what
working
we
it.
talking
And
about.
we twerking
That's
it.
what we talking
And
about.
working it. You better know how it is. I say, let's go. Yo, we
Because
crunk tonight, man.
on
Y'all,
the first-
y'all be ready. Y'all be ready. It's
I'm telling
been a
you,
while.
I'm 3 shots deep.
That's
hey,
a hot
We're having a
subject.
girls' night.
Hey, Sheridan.
Did you
Shout
see
out to
that?
Sheridan.
Did you see
Hey,
how she
hey,
came
say
in
hi to
here?
everybody.
Did you see
This
how
Shout
is
out
she?
to
Sheridan.
Party
Get
favors.
down here. Get down here and
We've
say hi.
had fake penises on our heads.
This is
and
Sheridan.
playing
This is
ring
our
toss.
bass player in Cruella, my band Cruella. Heyo.
Gosh, why'd you have to tell me she was a bass player?
Hey, Sheridan,
I have
can
a
you make
thing
us
for
some
bass
shots,
players.
honey?
Get away from me.
Can you make us some
I'm
shots,
almost
honey?
married.
Yeah,
She's the
honey.
sweetest thing ever.
She's one of my best
God.
friends in the
She's the
whole world.
sweetest thing.
Gave me the sugar.
Can you
Oh
make us
my
a shot,
goodness.
honey?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't
Yeah,
need
honey.
another shot. I'm good.
Yes, she
Beat to
does.
the
No, I
bass players in
don't.
the house.
Mine is still
Hey,
full,
she's
just for the record.
bartender.
All right, so on to
Back
our
to the
next
show.
point because we were talking about Amari before our feed went out.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a great segue into this next point because we were talking about Dez last time.
Yeah.
And I am of the opinion that I don't want Dez back. Listen, like I get it. I
You have been
understand.
very adamant.
I understand. I get it. I get it. I understand where people would say that okay, Des, if we get him on a 1-year deal at the minimum, what's the harm? Well, we got Witten on a 1-year deal at the minimum, and we see what he did in the starter position. Not that I think Des would be a starter. And
He
it's
would be
and
at least the number 3.
it's a little different at wide receiver, I feel like. But either way,
Top fan Kevin says, "Boo, Dez."
yes, thank you,
I love
Kevin.
Dez. I love Dez. I fought for him.
And I love Dez,
I
too.
love him.
That's gonna be my next Cowboys tattoo.
But
Dez
I just
Bryant,
don't see
throw up
that
the
happening.
X.
There's too many
No.
other talented guys that are younger.
Listen, I love Des too. I
Yeah,
love Des
I
too.
do.
And
I like
I'm
him a
not
lot.
saying anything bad about him. I do think that he's a little bit of a loose cannon on the sideline.
Well, so was
And
And
Michael
I don't
Irvin.
like that. Well, yes, but here's
You
the
guys
thing.
know what this
Here's
is
the thing
right?
about Des, okay?
Tell me what it's about.
I'm telling
Tell Jess.
my opinion. Okay,
I almost missed my mouth just now. I went like this. I went.
we're partying
When
hard.
keeping it real goes wrong.
We's partying hard.
That would have been real hilarious. It was-
Tell us so I can tell you.
Okay,
how I
here's
feel.
my issue with Dez, and it really goes across the board for any player, past Cowboys player that we want to bring back. This is the issue that I have with Cowboys fans, okay? We're always looking in the past. We're always looking to, well, back in 1994.
That's
we
what
were
happens when it's been 2 decades since
And
the
we were
NFC
20
championship.
years ago. That was
and we were
20 years ago.
And it's constantly looking in the past instead of looking forward and saying, man, look at this prospect coming up in the draft. We should draft this person, this person, this person. We should be looking at these people and these people. No, instead we say, let's bring back Des Bryant. Why? He's been out of the league for 4 freaking years.
Why you gotta say it back like that? Let's bring back the dirt. Why you gotta say it like that? Why can't you just be like, let's bring back Des Bryant?
Because that's how I hear it in my head when I read comments. When I read
You know the
comments on
teacher
social
and the
media.
peanuts.
When I read comments on social media, that's how I hear it in my head because it's so
Redundant.
and it's ridiculous, guys. Come on, man.
Okay. Ridiculous.
Okay, no. And let me say the other side
If
of
there
it.
was
okay?
nobody else, yeah.
Let me say
Let's do
yes.
it Steeler style.
Let me say the other side
be
of
right
it.
back.
Okay. The other side of it that I understand, all right, and I get it, and I know why
Please
you guys
stop.
are saying this, is we can get him on a 1-year deal at the minimum. I understand all of those things, okay? I get it. But why do that when we could get a young guy in there that we can mold? We have a new coach this year, right? He's an offensive coach, okay? He's going to come in with new ideals, new skill sets, new things going on. Why
Right.
can't we get a new guy that we
Right.
can mold, we can train, we can put time into to get him to be the guy
I feel
rather
you.
than Des Bryant, who's probably going to be gone in a year or two. He might wreak havoc in that locker room because we all know he's a very outspoken guy. He's very
feel you.
fiery.
I feel
He's
you.
motivating.
He's
He's
a loose
motivating.
cannon, but
Yeah.
is he though? But is he? It's a little bit of a loose cannon on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And he did cause some problems when he was here, man. I'm just saying, why do we always have to live in the past as Cowboys fans? Why can we never get out of this mentality, okay? This mentality and culture of going back.
Okay, can I
Yeah.
tell you how I feel? What's
It-
up, Rita? Thanks for tuning in, boo. Can I tell you how I feel?
100.
I get the negative aspects that you're saying when it comes to Dez, and why I'm gonna tell you why I think it's not going to happen, but why I think that I would not mind and I would be completely on board if it did happen. Why I think it's not going to happen: there's a new coach in play, a coach that has no emotional, physical, any
ties.
type of ties
No
to Dez
ties,
Bryant
yep.
whatsoever. Which means it's going to be a new offensive system. So it's
He
not
does
even like
have
he can
ties
come
with
back
Des
in.
Bryant.
He has
ties as
but-
in he caught it.
Yeah,
and it got you to the next
exactly!
round of
Yeah!
the playoffs. That's the ties he has to Des Bryant. So you can say McCarthy may throw him a bone for that reason alone.
That's it. That's it. That's
you
all.
took one
He
of my
owes him
reasons why
one.
he
He
might be on
owes
the
him
Cowboys.
one.
Okay, so I get it, and he's been out of the game for 2 years. Why would anybody believe that
2
Des
years. I
Bryant
said
is
4.
able
My bad.
to bring anything to the game of football that a young receiver out of the draft can't do for you 3 times over? Okay, I get all of those things. Let me tell you why I don't mind if it would happen and why I feel like it's a possibility. Now, everybody getting excited and all the memes are coming out because Jerry Jones talking about how he's thinking about Dez in the shower.
Boo.
Jerry Jones loves headlines, okay? That was for the gain about
100.
that was about a 72 news hour cycle that he knew he was gonna get just with that comment
Money,
alone,
money,
baby.
money.
About them dollars,
No,
okay?
such, no,
That means
no such thing
absolutely
as
nothing.
bad publicity.
Exactly.
No
It
such
means
thing.
absolutely nothing. Look at you. The producer is she's messing up the church's money.
She's fired.
You know you done messed up, don't you? And she's snorkeling. Are you
It's
going
party
down
time.
under or are you going to Europe? Which one
What's
is
the
it?
time? Party time.
Goodness, can we
What's
just
the
get through
time?
the show? Can we
Party
just
time.
get through the
No,
show?
So-
I'm with you, honey.
Why would we be looking at a wide receiver in the draft if
Hold
there's
on.
a possibility we're going to
I
get?
don't think we're looking at
Yeah.
a wide receiver in the draft. Let me
I
tell
don't
you
think
why.
so
Okay.
either.
Okay.
If you
Good.
look
Because
at
I thought that
all-
was absolutely
If you
ridiculous.
look at
I
what
was like,
was
why?
our
Why though?
weakness last year, it was the one thing that we thought was going to be the guaranteed strength of our team, and that was our defense. And if you look even deeper, what was worst about our defense is in the middle of the field, between the numbers, we allowed people to pass and eat us alive.
We need
Our
a
passing
safety,
defense
honey.
was one of the worst. So if you're going to invest in anything in the draft, it's going to be safeties, it's going to be corners, it's going to be maybe a couple of more pass rushers to give your corners a couple more seconds to get to the ball and disrupt the play of the quarterback. It's not going to be a wide receiver when you have Michael Gallup, you have Amari Cooper,
Praise
you
be.
have the potential of Randall Cobb
Praise
coming
be.
back. You have all these young guys that you can implement. You have a Jaron at the tight end position that showed you the burst of what he can do, and he's only going to be a year better. and more
Jarwin, who should have
experienced.
started this year.
Yeah.
And we know how
For
she feels
sure.
about that.
I
so,
know. Yes.
So
For sure.
I get why people think, well, why would we go for Dez Bryant if we're not going to draft a wide receiver, and if we do, it's going to be late in the draft, one of the last rounds or the supplemental rounds. We're not going to spend a first, second, or third round pick on a wide receiver. I can almost 99.9% guarantee you that. But if you think about Dez Bryant being familiar, you ain't got to pause. Bring them in, girl.
Bring it in,
You are
honey.
the bartender. praise be, blessed day.
I'll tell you what, man. This
May the
girl right
Lord
here, she knows how to throw a
open.
party. Dude.
Yeah, she
Let's
does.
cheers it.
You,
Yeah, she
she'll
does.
hire.
She already invited me to her pool party. Look at her.
cheers while you're
She's
in
locked
here.
and loaded.
Cheers.
She is locked
Tracy.
and loaded. Tracy,
Ah,
get your drink.
Hang on.
Don't wipe
hang
it
on.
off. It doesn't count if you wipe it
Cheers,
off.
guys.
Cheers.
She
There we
3
go.
International.
There we go, baby.
God dang, dude. I could hear that swallow through my headphones.
I was purposely
God, it
trying
was
to give
like-
the audience a preview of the swallow, you know?
And let me just say, I agree with everything you said, okay? And for
Keith, I don't care about mock drafts. Those mock drafts are going to change a 1,000 times between here and the actual. Oh yeah, and between here and the actual draft. So I don't want to hear anything about mock drafts.
oh yeah, honey.
We're working it.
Oh, yeah,
What
honey.
is going
That's
on?
it. She should come to every show.
I agree.
She is a wild card, man.
Yeah.
You never know what's
Every
going to happen.
show, man. Oh.
Dude, if I were ever going to go to jail, it would be because of her.
Your face. Your face. Your face.
If I was going to
Just
go
as
to
like-
jail, it'd probably be because of her. We would be in jail. We'd be in jail. Yeah,
It's
for
a party
sure.
tonight.
Oh,
It's a
that's good stuff.
party.
It's
For
a party.
sure.
It's a party. It's a party. Hey.
No, it's good. I'm
And then
all
we'd
about
bail,
it.
and
I'm
then
all
we'd,
about it.
we'd bail each other out. We,
It's nice. Oh, I'm sorry. It's nice to meet you.
are you leaving?
I am, aren't
No.
I? Hold
Oh.
up. The party
No, she's here.
I thought
has
she
not
was
even
saying
begun.
goodbye.
But let me just say, to your point, I agree with everything that you said.
Uh-huh,
okay,
uh-huh.
I agree with everything that you said, and I do understand when people say that they want Des to come back. I get
1
it.
year minimal cost is
I
not
know.
going to kill your
I know.
salary.
But let me
Cap.
just
Say
say,
it, girl.
It
Say
might
it,
let
girl.
us miss
Say
out
it.
on some good players.
let me
man.
just say, okay,
Free agency coming up. We'll find
we
a lot out then.
brought Witten back on a 1-year
Girl,
deal.
Yeah,
if you
so
say it
I
one
think-
more
okay,
time.
yeah.
I'm gonna
If you
say
say
it.
it
I'm
with
gonna
it
say it
one
over and
more
over.
time.
I'm
Here's-
gonna say it
but
over
let me-
and
Bring
over.
back
I'm
all
gonna
my
say
God.
it.
Can I comment?
Yes. We on
I
one
think
tonight,
what
y'all. We
happened
on
there,
one.
because I am in total agreement with you. I like Jarwin. I think he should start. I think what happened there is Witten was really quick to say, I'm coming back, and I'm going to take this team to the Super Bowl, and blah, 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 and I'm going to mentor them, and blah, blah, blah. But I think that they let that happen before they really knew what Jarwin could do during an actual football game. And then when he showed up, they were like, oh.
I disagree. I
Me
think
too. They knew-
I
they
think
knew what he was.
they knew what Jarwin was.
They knew he
They've
was
known
athletic.
what Jarwin
They knew he was
is.
talented.
It's the emotional attachment to Witten, and it's going
Just like
And that's
Garrett.
why she
Just like
doesn't
Jason
wanna
Garrett.
sign
Just like
Dez,
Jason
'cause she
Garrett.
thinks it's an
because it would be
emotional attachment.
emotional.
Family.
It would
And
be
it may
emotional.
but
It's like, get
sometimes
too
being
attached.
emotional is a good thing. Do you not remember? I'm just a girl
Honey,
standing in front of a boy,
honey,
asking him to love her.
honey.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Terry.
a chicken in the penis.
It's Terry. That's our mascot, Terry.
Yeah, that's our mascot.
He's been on vacation.
Lower
sorry.
him a little bit. Lower
yeah.
him a little bit.
It's a, yeah.
It's wheels off in here today.
Yeah. That's our mascot, Terry.
She wants to D
Put him right
unrated.
here.
I told my mechanic about our podcast today, and when I told him the name of it, he busted out, dude. He was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah."
But yeah, no, like I said, it's and you are correct. You are right, JoJo, because you know me and you know why I get angry about things, and it is because of the emotional attachment.
When she mannequins herself like that, it really freaks
It's
me
really
out.
scary. Because she doesn't break at all, dude. It's
No,
really scary.
You got to work in Vegas, painted up like a gold statue. for
Look,
sure.
She
Look.
doesn't break. She
I
does
don't-
not
no blink.
break.
Dude, I don't like it when she does that.
All right, I'm back. I'm
Yeah,
back.
are you breathing?
Yeah, now I am.
No, she doesn't breathe. No, because I waved my hand and there was no breath.
That's how you
Coming
make it
out.
real.
That's
That's
so
how you make it real.
crazy.
Do mannequins breathe?
No.
All right, there you go.
All right, we got to get through this show. Jesus.
Sorry. She's freaking me out over here. I'm like,
Tracy said sorry.
I don't like it when she mannequins out.
Oh God.
She's panicking
We are
out
on
on him.
one tonight, and I love
Let's take
it.
a quick pause. All right, that's just to try to reel it in a
take a
little bit.
breath.
We're gonna reel
Bring
it in.
back.
Reel it in
Bring it
just a
back.
little bit. But this is why I don't like the Des talk. I did not like Witten talk. I didn't like any of that stuff because number one, it's moving backwards, and number two, it's all emotional. It's not based on logic and facts. It's based on emotional attachment.
But Jess, have you seen his workouts?
Honey,
Have you seen his training?
I'm not arguing, and I said
I
that.
follow Des on Instagram, and I see it all, man.
You
I-
have
listen,
six. You have
Linda,
6 slots for receivers.
Linda,
He's an
Linda.
excellent athlete.
6.
I told you I don't disagree. Like I understand the argument of bringing him in.
Tony
do. I get it.
Gonzalez did it for almost 20
I
seasons.
I'd be okay with it.
Here's my
I'd
thing.
be okay with it.
Here's a question. Here's a question
I
for
don't
both of you.
really, yeah.
Here's a question for both of you. Okay, we know.
It's typical of the Cowboys
Okay.
to do.
Here we go. It's Mike McCarthy, so we are almost certain he's going to bring back Cobb. Okay,
Yeah,
because
it's
Mike
almost
McCarthy.
guaranteed. It's
okay?
almost guaranteed.
It's
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy. He
Cobb at
knows
the crib
for
chilling
sure.
right now.
Cobb.
He ain't got no worries.
He knows how to work
Yeah.
Cobb. He knows what he's got there. He's bringing back Cobb. Okay, most likely we will have an Amari Cooper. Most likely, I mean, we're gonna have a Gallup. Okay,
Oh, it's no most
we're
likely,
gonna
definitely.
we're gonna
The
have a
most
Gallup.
underrated player.
We're gonna have a Gallup. Okay,
Dak.
where does Dez fit in that scenario? My only issue with this, okay, and I'm telling you this now because I totally understand the argument for bringing him back. I get it. But my issue is the same issue I had with Witten, and I was right. Okay? Is putting him in a starting position. Okay? Jesus. We are off the rails, man. We're just going off.
My mic
Every
has a
time-
mind of its own.
Every time I try to bring it back
It has
in,
a mind
it
of
just
its own.
goes
This
off.
Okay, I hear that. But how many catches, how many receptions did Noah Brown have last year? Not very many.
Nope.
How many receptions did Devin Smith have last year? And he had a game where we were
100%.
like, oh my God. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. Where would he fit in? But
Just
when
where
it comes
is he
to the
gonna be?
wide receiver position, okay. So say Amari's your number 1. Gallup's your number 2. Michael Gallup is your slot guy. Okay, so Dez Bryant can come in on thirds downs. You can put him in the slot. You can line him up that wide. If nothing else, just to challenge the defense.
I'll tell you where I
Red
would
zone.
really love-
the red zone. I mean, if nothing else, you know Dez can go up and get it.
Gallup
You know if you
is
give him
a Des
50
Bryant without all the heat on the
That's
sideline.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you think about a red zone situation where you have Dez Bryant on one side of the field and Michael Gallup on another, I mean, you have to cover both of them. You have, and then don't tell me Amari Cooper is out there, because then you have 3 guys that can go up and any 50-50 ball, they have just as good of a chance as anybody as bringing it down. So there's ways to implement him in the offense. And when we're talking about a Mike McCarthy, a new era, a guy that at least has proven with receivers like Jordy Nelson, James, all the guys that he's had at his itinerary over the years, this is a guy. This is a head coach who knows how to implement wide receivers, who knows how to implement offensive weapons and get the best that he can out of them. I mean, he's proven that in Green Bay. So
100%.
why not? And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Dez is going to get signed.
I don't think he will.
Offer him. Yeah, I think, and I agree. I think
We
it's
have-
highly
we-
unlikely that he'll be signed.
We are
But
going to
what
spend
does
the
it
money
hurt?
somewhere else.
What
yeah.
does it hurt to bring? This is a guy that you're going to have to pay the bare minimum.
Yeah.
What does it hurt to bring him into training camp and be like, all right, show us what you got.
And I agree with you.
Show us what you got.
And I agree with you. The only point that I disagree on is where will he be played in that scenario? That's
In those-
the only
yeah, in those
thing.
3
That's the only
But see,
thing.
it's different with Jason Witten and I think with Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant had shown a steady decline at the tail end of his career. Jason Witten decided to walk away and try his hand in broadcasting.
And he was
I
the
think
worst.
that Des
Tony
Bryant
He was
started
the
going
worst.
off the rails.
He was
but
really
I
bad.
think, but I think Des Bryant,
and he was playing hurt.
but Des has already been out about his depression and anxiety, and I think
And the
he
fact
was.
that he was coming back too soon after injury.
Yeah, I think he was starting to already go off the rails at that point, a little bit, with his.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's 2 years removed from the game. And you say about the potential locker room issues, a guy that loves the game of football as much as Dez.
What
who
you're
really
saying
had
is
it
you don't think
taken
that he
away
would
from
be
him.
the same guy out there.
Exactly. I think Dez would be so motivational.
He'd be
and
different.
Be so appreciative of
Maybe,
the opportunity
maybe.
to end his
That's why
career
I'm saying.
on his terms.
That's why I'm saying like either
Come on,
way,
man.
either
Maybe.
way,
Why
I'd be
not give
okay
him a
with it.
shot?
I'd be okay
You're
with it
talking
either way.
about a guy.
If we don't, if we do, fine,
You're talking
whatever.
about a guy that was the leader in touchdown receptions for your franchise before Jason Witten decided to come
He
back
was an
last year
excellent
and
player,
get a
man. He
couple.
was excellent.
Like, I mean, what's the harm? What will it really?
The
hurt?
only
no harm.
harm, the
Right.
only harm I can think of is taking the
fully
money away from
non-guaranteed-
somebody else that could actually
But
maybe.
see, that's what's so great about Dez Bryant. You can offer him a fully
The minimum.
non-guaranteed contract. That means you bring him into training camp and he's not guaranteed.
So we let
anything.
Amari go, bring in Dez, and
No,
sign
No,
Dak.
hell
You
no.
don't have to let Amari. You don't have
That's
to
what
let
I'm
Amari
saying.
go because
I don't
Dez
want to
Bryant-
let Amari go. He has
Dez
too much
Bryant
potential.
Is not going to cost like that against your salary cap. His
Okay.
contract is going to be 100% non-guaranteed, and he's going to come in for a year. So that's not going to offset your salary cap to the extremes to where you can't sign Amari Cooper, you can't sign
This is
Dak
a guy
Prescott.
that made $500,000 for a
This
commercial.
This is like throwing
A
this is-
commercial.
This is like free money. Like you're like
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
monopoly money out to him and saying, just show me what you got and we'll see if we turn it into some real.
I mean, I think
American
it's awesome
currency.
that he wants to play that bad.
Come on.
Okay, I mean, yes, I see all the positive points, but I'm going to continue to be negative.
I
because
could go
that's who I
either
am.
way. I could go either way. I could go either way. I just need to see it before I believe it. Pretty much.
You got basketball
Wow,
talk
check
tonight?
this out. Breaking news.
Oh no! Oh no!
Joyce Harris says Tony Romo just signed $17 million per season deal to remain with CBS, the highest paid announcer.
Yes,
Go
good.
Tony!
And well, and
Go
well
Tony!
deserved.
Yeah.
And well deserved.
I like
Can
him
we-
much
can we-
better as a
I do.
commentator.
Support
I do
that
too.
and his new contract because I think that's official that Romo ain't going nowhere, baby. Wow, kudos. Hold up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really
boss
like him as an
move.
announcer.
Yeah,
What
totally.
a boss move by
Totally.
CBS. You hear the rumblings. You know that
Of
ESPN,
ESPN,
is going
yeah.
to pursue this guy aggressively, and you say, "Nah, son, you can match
He's ours.
17 mil."
He's a fantastic
Disney.
commentator.
Disney.
I really
I
like him a lot.
as a
Can you
commentator
match
a lot.
17?
Yeah.
I do too.
Disney.
Can I just say
He's
this?
uppity. He's
I-
uppity and
I
he's
like-
factual.
Can I just say I like him way more as a commentator than I ever did as a quarterback?
He's
Yeah, that's
great.
what
He's
I just
fantastic.
said.
He is
He's fantastic.
absolutely
I like
He's
him better.
amazing.
fantastic.
As a commentator than a football player,
I
yeah.
watch all CBS games
Yeah.
because of him last
He's
year.
fantastic.
I watched him because I love the way he calls the football game.
Congratulations, Tony Romo.
Because he
Congratulations.
Thanks for
Because
that,
he's
Joyce.
good boy.
The co-host of
Thanks for that,
JoJo's
Joyce.
Replay.
Thank you.
Co-host of JoJo's Replay.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Let's go to our Romo board. What has he got to say?
Romo, we need to
Romo,
know.
Hang on.
chime in,
We
buddy.
need to know how you feel,
Chime
Romo, because
in.
you feeling real boss status right now.
Oh my God, y'all.
Yeah,
He's
you
killing it.
bro.
He's killing it.
You killing it right now.
He's
Shout out to
doing it.
Romo.
Shout
right
out
now.
to Romo. You got basketball talk tonight, or
Well,
are we
I
gonna?
do wanna say a couple things before we get out of here. Yeah. Hey. You know what time it is. We about to talk basketball, and you know what y'all. So take the ball and you toss it up. It's in the bucket, and that's what we do. We talking about the basketball. It's Luka and Kristaps. We gonna hit it until it stops. We trying to go to the playoffs. We gotta go again to a shit. I messed
5
it up.
seconds.
That's it.
5 seconds.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. No, but real talk.
She gets mad at me every time
Okay.
the intro ends.
You did. I
So
do.
now I'm
What
saying
happened to
5
Sheridan
seconds.
and
Let
Danny?
me say this before I start talking a little basketball. I already invited my cousin BJ to the game on
Okay.
Wednesday with the Pelicans, but it's the countdown to when you leave. We have to do that at least
The
once
Mavericks.
before you
Yeah,
leave.
let's
We have to
go.
to the Mavericks
Let's
game.
go to a Maverick game.
We gotta all get together and figure out the schedules.
I'm
and
down.
They
Okay.
have Saturday games. They have weekday games. And what's so great about my job now? If y'all want to do a weekday game, literally my job is like a 7-minute Uber to the American Airlines
Let's
Center.
do
So
it, dude.
y'all can park your cars at my job, and then we all just Uber to
Yeah.
the game.
Done.
I've already cleared
Done.
this through my supervisors.
Done.
They are very supportive of my Mavs.
Let's
and
go. Let's
Cowboys
go.
fandemonium.
Let's go.
So we have to do it. But
So there's a game.
Yeah.
They're playing Oklahoma Thunder.
okay.
That
Yeah.
would be a good game to go
That
to.
would be a good game.
Let's do it.
I'll look into it, and we try and go to that one.
I
Yeah.
think it's in
Boom.
like 2 weeks.
Because
or-
Wednesday they're playing the Pelicans, and Zion Williamson is healthy.
Ooh,
And that's why I got tickets to
I
that
want to
game.
see Zion.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I got
Okay,
tickets
yeah,
to that
that'd be a
game.
good one.
But my cousin, she's going through some things, and I felt like it would be good to get her out of the house. She's got
Yeah.
4 kids,
Okay.
and watch some basketball with
Cool.
me.
Well,
She
for
knows
sure.
if nothing else, she's gonna get drunk for free.
For
so
sure.
she's
We'll
not gonna
take her
turn that
out.
down.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but
What better crew to go out with?
you know
than
what I
us?
mean? So we're going to the game Wednesday, but I would like for all 4 of us to maybe go to a game again.
Let's
Okay.
go,
My
man.
cousin's super cool.
Okay.
And she needs to get out as much as possible.
I
right
love
now.
you. I'm sure I'll love your
All right.
cousin.
So yeah, she's a lot more toned down than I am.
Well, who isn't?
Yeah.
But we're basically
You're the
sisters.
most
like,
gnarly person I know.
Even I
Exactly, you
am.
know,
Even
you
me.
know.
Even me.
She was the most gnarly person I've known for a really long
I
time.
took the cake.
And then I met
and then
JoJo,
and I was like, yes.
And then, here
Oh,
comes
wow.
an even
Yes.
more gnarly
That's
person.
yes,
Awesome.
that's what she's been doing. Yes, honey. Gonna get some deliverance up in here.
This makes me want to watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I know.
This is terrible.
I'm a man. Oh, what is it? What are the
Why
words?
can't I do things like this, man?
Man of constant sorrow.
You know what? It's time to have some
I
real
love that
fun.
song.
I just want to
I'm gonna
say,
say this about basketball.
Okay, basketball.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Watch it. Just wrap up the show because we got to get the real party
Yeah,
started.
it's
I'm
over.
sorry,
I'm
guys.
sorry.
I'm sorry,
I hope you guys are
guys.
having
It's
as good of a Friday night as we are.
I'm sorry. Listen, on a real tip,
This is awesome, though.
the reason why we're having this party tonight again is because I am moving to Europe.
She's leaving.
I'm leaving. We're doing She 3 International as of March 24th, 2020.
What other show you gonna have a violinist closing out the show?
Maybe we should turn off the music. Let's turn
Yeah.
off the shout out music.
Let's let Sheridan close it out.
We're like, oh no, she's leaving.
No. Keep
Come-
it going while
come
we
play.
close out. Keep it going while
All
we
right.
close out.
Here we go. We're going to close out the show. Thank you guys for hanging out, tuning in. Again, we are doing She 3 International. I will leave for Europe on March 24th. Hang out for that. Sheridan's going to take us out. Here we go.
I feel like we're on the Titanic,
We're sinking.
sinking into loveliness. Oh, that's awesome.
As
Take it
I
in.
look at the records you wrote to me, oh, it's you that I've been dreaming of. As I read the lines that to me was so sweet, I remember our faded love.
All right.
Yes. Thank you so
That's how
much.
we do it right here.
We love you. She wants the D out. Thank you
Out.
so much.